G'day, I'm Dr Mike. When I'm not hanging out with Jake and Olivia at All About Animals, I'm working at Vet Products Direct. It's an online shop with thousands of discounted pet care products, and you can talk to vets and vet nurses who care about your pet as much as you do. Use promotion code ANIMALS to receive 5% off your order, plus free postage anywhere in Australia. I'll see you at vetproductsdirect.com.au and enjoy the show.
This program is proudly brought to you by Vet Products Direct, Holistic Select and the Woolmark Company.
Hi, I'm Olivia and this is Jake. Welcome back to All About Animals Season 3. We've been on lots of exciting adventures and like to share them with you.
So to kick off, Olivia shows me how to buy a horse online.
And then I learned how to play polo with Australian Polo Captain Glen Gilmore.
And after the show, make sure you check out our website for cool competitions. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
So sit back and enjoy watching All About Animals.
For Season 3, we decided to go to Queensland to meet a whole lot of new animal friends.
We landed at the Gold Coast Airport to be greeted by a friendly driver from East Coast Car Rentals who drove us to our accommodation.
And we were really excited to arrive at SeaWorld Resort because we'd heard about all the fun things you can do there. So after checking into our awesome rooms, it was time for a quick bite to eat before checking out the resort.
There's lots of spaces to run around and play, and even great places to play hide and seek. Hey.
Then we found a very cool pool area where you can swim and play in the water. There's even water fountains to run through. All the kids there loved it. And there's water slides too.
Hey, watch what happens when the big bucket fills up. Hey Liv, what you doing?
Just looking at horses on horsezone.com.au.
Does Mum know you're on the internet?
Yeah, she's the one who showed me this awesome website. Well, I was thinking I could, look at a horse for you.
Alright, what do you need to look for in a horse?
Well, first of all, what colour do you want it?
Blonde. Definitely blonde.
I'll put in Palomino. What about breed? What breed do you want?
Maybe, Scandinavian. Yeah.
No, Jake, like Arabian.
Okay, what else do I need?
Well, you could have, a Galloway or an Appaloosa. Appaloosas are, spotted horses, like Dalmatians.
Okay, I'll have a Dalmatian horse then.
They're called Appaloosas. And how much do you want it to cost?
I want it to be, really cheap, but feel like $1 million. So...
2,000 to 5,000?
Alright.
That's a good price.
That sounds good.
And how tall do you want it?
I want it about 5'10", thereabouts.
Jake, this isn't a dating site. They're measured in hands, from the ground to their withers.
Alright,
You probably want somewhere between 14 to 15.
Okay, I'll have a 14 to 15 hand.
Okay, and how old do you want it?
I reckon about my age, so I'm reckoning about 15 to 16 thereabouts.
That's an okay age. At least you got something right. Let's see what we got.
Alright.
There we go. Wow, look at all these horses. They all match your criteria.
Oh, that's awesome. Looks like Horse Zone's the place to go.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh, look at that one.
Wow.
Now, when I think of kittens, one of the first words that often comes into mind is playful. I love to just sit on the floor and play with the cute and cuddly foster kittens, but sometimes they really dig their little claws into the furniture or my clothes or even into me. But did you know that play is really important for a kitten's health and development? Cats are predatory animals, which means they have a basic need to hunt. However, for most of us with pets, this can be a real problem because our cats can end up wanting to hunt other people's pets and native animals. As responsible pet owners, it's up to us to figure out what the best way is to prevent this while still giving our pets what they need. Good playtime can help reduce a cat's need to hunt, as well as giving it great exercise and mental stimulation. Luckily, Kong have put out a great range of pet toys that can really help with this and save a lot of scratches on Mum and Dad's furniture too. The Kickaroo is a toy that your cat will think of as another animal and will tumble, jump and roll around with it endlessly. Watch as your pet cat stalks his toys around the lounge room like prey, or maybe it'll just cuddle up with it by the window and sleep. The cat wobbler is a toy that slowly drops small treats as your cat plays with it, making him work for his food and slowing down the eating process, as well as entertaining him for hours as it wobbles around the floor. For more information about all the great pet toys, go to kongcompany.com.au and then get back to playtime with a cute, cuddly and happy pet.
We're really excited to have you on board for Season 3 as our vet specialist, Dr Mike.
Great to be here with you, Olivia. Great to be here with Jake, but especially good to be here with Diesel and Ellie.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool guys.
So what's our topic for today?
I thought that we should talk about something that's really important for every dog, every cat owner, and it's talking about worms.
Okay.
It can be a really, really confusing topic. Like for guys like this, they've not only got to be worrying about heartworms that can infect right inside their heart, but they've also got to be worried about a dozen different types of intestinal worms. So it can get really confusing and pretty worrying.
So why can't we see them?
The amazing thing is, even if you're cleaning up after your pet, you're not likely to see any evidence of worms because most of them are smaller than the size of a match head. But they breed in such numbers in the intestines that they can cause a really big problems because they're bloodsuckers. So they can cause anemia and even death, especially in puppies and kittens. They're the ones that we've really got to look after.
So they're like leeches, yeah.
Yeah, like leeches on the inside, but like in their thousands. So they're a really pretty big issue.
Wow. And what's that diagram that you have there?
I guess this is the other type of worm that we have to be worried about. So in certain parts of Australia, especially in the east, anywhere where there's mosquitoes, they can transmit heartworm. A mosquito will bite a dog or a cat and then go and feed on another dog or cat and transmit the small worms. They're called microfilaria. They move into the heart. They actually grow up into almost like thin, long spaghetti. What it does is it blocks the heart. It's very, very important. So it's something absolutely critical for owners. We have to be on top of this problem and controlling it by prevention.
So how can we protect our dogs from worms?
I guess it can be pretty confusing because we're talking about all sorts of different types of worms, but we just need to be using the right product. So we need to be using it at the right dose. We've got to make sure we know the weight of our pets so we dose them at the right dose rate. We're about to do that. And the third thing is that we need to use it in the right sequence. So for our puppies, they need to be done about every 2 weeks. For teenage dogs, it's about once a month. And then when they're adults, it's about every 3 months. Don't try and remember it, just talk to your vet or maybe just read the instructions on the packet.
Can humans catch them?
Yeah, it's a good question, Jake. It's a really, really serious thing. There are certain of the worms, of the dozen that dogs get that can be transmitted to us. So that's why it's really important to be washing your hands after you've played with your pets. But more important than that is just have a really regular worming program for your dog and for your cat. That's the best way to protect yourselves. What say we do these now?
Yeah, all right, let's give it a go.
So because worming can be quite confusing, I like to use Zantel because it keeps it nice and simple. It can be used on dogs, cats, puppies and kittens. So you really only need to have one thing in the cupboard and it's going to cover the whole furry family. Yeah. It's 1 tablet per 10 kilos. And for an adult dog like Diesel, you'd just be using it 1 every 3 months. No dog particularly likes to have a worming tablet, but it's good for them to learn how to do it. Especially for these guys. Put it over the back of the tongue and then just stroke under his chin. So that's Diesel all protected against intestinal worms. The other really important thing is heartworm. and you need a specific wormer for that. Jake, can you grab that Guardian?
This one?
Yeah.
Yep.
A really easy product to use. Just use it once a month. You know, no dog really likes to be wormed that much, but with something like Guardian, it's more like a treat than a treatment.
Okay.
So why don't you grab one out? It's 1 tube per 10 kilos, and Ali's just about right to get 1 tube. Okay, Olivia, see what she thinks of that. So the product's actually made it really easy. Sometimes the hardest thing is to remember to do it again. So write it on your calendar, put a reminder in your phone, whatever you have to do, but let's keep them protected.
Yeah. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so we recently adopted Candy from the RSPCA, so we knew that she would need some training, because you never really know a rescue dog's history. Well, it turns out that Candy needs a lot of training. Check out some of her bad behaviours. She pulls on her lead, she chases other dogs, she even bites other dogs. She's hard to control on her walks. And tries to push her way inside. No, don't go inside. No. She scares the foster kittens. And jumps up all the time.
Hello, down.
And doesn't seem to understand how to play with other dogs. I mean, basically, she's just out of control. But she is only 9 months old and probably never had a home before, so it's still going to be worth helping her in the long run. But I think I'm going to need some help.
So how'd it go, Jake?
Oh, not well. Didn't go very well.
Well, why don't you call George from Sit Drop Stay? He's a really good trainer. Why don't you call him?
Okay, I'll call him. Hey, George. Hey, I need help with my dog. What, you can do it? Really? Oh, that's fantastic. All right, I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
So what'd he say?
Well, he said he can do it next week.
Cool, that's fantastic. But what are we going to do till then?
Oh, I got that sorted. So if you have a dog like Candy and need some help, make sure you call Sit Drop Stay on 1300 306 887. Today, we're chatting to James Stevens from Michelle Wool, a family-based company in South Australia that has been producing wool for a very long time.
Hi, James.
Hi Olivia, hi Jake, how are you?
Good, thanks. Now, James, I've heard the old saying that Australia rode on the sheep's back. What does it mean? Because it's pretty hard to ride a sheep.
Well, what that saying means is that when Australia was first settled and developing economically, wool was our biggest product, and it was also a huge export industry for Australia. So of all the early industries that developed in Australia, the wool industry became the strongest very quickly. When the Spanish Merino was brought to Australia and was bred to be suitable for use in Australia, it really took off, and sheep, particularly Merinos for wool production, became the biggest export industry for Australia.
Why are the Merinos so popular?
Well, the Merino is the best sheep in the world for fine fibre production. It's perfectly suited to Australian conditions, and so since then we've grown to a flock in Australia of almost 90 million sheep.
Wow,
that's so large.
So that's in all of Australia?
Across Australia. So with a population of only 22 million, there's 4 sheep for every one of us, just about.
So, James, how they used to transport Australian wool overseas?
Well, after the wool was shorn, we used to wash the wool here first, and we'd have clean wool. As you can imagine, you know, all of these farms are all around the country, so the wool would have to get to a shipping port first, usually by horse and cart after it had been cleaned in bales, and then the wool would be loaded onto vessels. In those days they were sailing ketches and the like, and then it would take the very, very long journey by ocean all the way to London or the other markets that the wool was being sold to.
Okay, cool.
So do they transport it the same way today?
They do. It's a little more sophisticated. Now we have things like 20-foot containers and very big ships that can take a lot more wool than what used to be able to be taken. But yes, still we send it by sea.
Well, James, the wool industry sounds really interesting. I can't wait to learn about all the processes.
Well, thanks Olivia, thanks Jake.
No worries.
For more information, go to merino.com.
Hey Olivia, before we start filming, I want to tell you the really awesome joke.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Hang on, guys. Your jokes are nothing, mine are better. I reckon I should be in charge.
Alright, show us what you got.
How do dogs stop watching DVDs?
I don't know.
They press the pause button. Yeah. It's like a pause, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You're much better at telling jokes than me. You can do them from now on.
Well, I'll see you next week with the next animal joke.
Oh, thanks, guys. This is awesome.
Today we're visiting Carolyn, a lady with a very special story and a cute little puppy called Bundy. So Carolyn, can you tell us about Bundy's story?
Sure. Bundy belonged to my neighbour who lived across the road, and when the parents had puppies, unfortunately 3 of them were eaten. So they whipped the other 3 away very quickly, took them to the vet, they were fine, and my neighbour decided that he was going to have a go at hand rearing them. So he spent the first week working really hard, day and night, looking after the puppies, and by the end of the first week he was so tired he asked me if I'd give him a hand. So I said, I'll look after the puppies during the day and he can look after them at night, and we went from there.
So how did you feed them?
In the beginning they had to feed them with a syringe, which was really tiny, and that was really difficult to do. So by the time they were just over a week old, we switched them onto a bottle, exactly the same as you would with a normal human baby.
Yeah.
And they were drinking milk, which is, you can get it from a pet store. It's designed for dogs.
Yeah.
It's just powder, you mix with water, and then you feed them that. And they stayed on the milk for about 4 weeks.
Oh, wow. So how often did you have to feed them?
In the beginning, every 2 hours.
2 hours.
Every 2 hours, day and night.
And like, how old were they when you like started to train them?
Training starts right from when they're first born. The moment they can start to hear things and when they can start to see things, but they don't open their eyes till they're about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And their eyes don't open all on one day. It takes probably 3 or 4 days before their eyes are completely open.
Yeah.
But they're always learning right from when they're first born. I mean, we had Bundy sitting at 3 weeks old.
Oh,
so you can start to train them from the moment they're born. They're always learning new things.
Okay.
The different sounds they're hearing and the smells they smell and the tastes that they taste. They're always learning. So you can train them from when they're really, really tiny.
So was there ever a time when you thought the puppies wouldn't make it?
Absolutely. In the first couple of weeks when they were drinking milk, because they were guzzling it and they didn't quite know what they were doing, they'd often get milk go down into their lungs, and it sounded terrible, and we were really scared that they might get sick if we didn't get the milk out. So what we'd have to do was burp them like an ordinary baby. As soon as we'd give them their milk, you had to put them up on your shoulder and pat their back until they burped, and just have a listen and make sure that any milk that they'd gone down into their lungs had cleared out. Sometimes they coughed, but we had to be really, really careful.
So when did you find out that you were able to keep Bundy?
We wanted to keep her probably 2 or 3 weeks after we started looking after her.
Yeah.
But we obviously had to leave her with the litter mates until they were 8 weeks.
Okay.
So I continued to look after them during the day until they were 8 weeks, and then after that the other 2 went off to their homes and we kept Bundy full time.
Fantastic.
Carolyn, as part of our Giving Back program, we like to give you this bag of Puppy Health Lamb Mill and Oatmeal recipe from Holistic Select to help her with her heart and brain function.
Thanks so much, Olivia, and thanks for letting me tell Bundy's story. I really appreciate it.
That's okay. So for your chance to win a year's supply of Holistic Select pet food, go to allaboutanimalz.tv and enter the competition.
Yes, it's that time again. Viewers' pets. I get lots and lots of great photos of your pets emailed in, and I love looking through them all. I've picked out a few to share with you, so let's take a look. These photos of his pet Josh have been sent in by 13-year-old Mitchell from Bonner in the ACT. Josh is a beautiful and very well-loved tabby house cat. He's 4 years old and loves to sleep. Josh has often been found sleeping in strange places like sinks, baskets and trays. He's very picky where he sleeps. When he's not sleeping, he loves exploring the neighbourhood and chasing birds. Next we have photos from Vanessa from Waroona, WA, with her 2 gorgeous staffy dogs, Jethro and Winston. Jethro is 13 years old. He spends most of his time sleeping now, but still loves his food and daily walks. His favourite food is fruitcake. Winston is ready to take on the world at 15 months of age. He loves swimming, and even on a cold winter's day, he'll dive into the dam. And these pet photos have been sent in by 16-year-old Zoe from Taree, New South Wales, with her pet bird, Monty. Monty is a colourful 4-month-old male eastern rosella. Monty entertains Zoe and her family by giving off a little sing-song and dance throughout the day like his wild cousins. He also enjoys a little bath on a hot day to keep cool. Zoe has taught Monty how to wave and shake on command, but only with the sunflower seeds at the ready. So to have your pet on our show, just email info@allaboutanimalz.tv with 3 photos of you and your pet, 5 things about your pet, and your name, age, suburb and state. And don't forget to enter our awesome competitions. Go to www.allaboutanimalz.tv.
Polo is played professionally in 16 countries and is sometimes called the sport of kings. Today, I'm chatting to Glen Gilmore, who's the captain of the Australian Polo team. So let's go and find out some more.
So Glen, how long have you been playing polo for?
I've been lucky enough to be riding my whole life. Started playing some of my first games when I was about 15, played a few with my father, and still playing now and hopefully for a long time to come.
What have been some of your favourite games?
I've been lucky enough to play for Australia with my father. It was pretty cool in South Africa and also in front of the Royals, so yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So who is this beautiful horse?
He's a little horse that I brought when he was 2 years old. His name's Molt. Yeah, he's a lot of fun, and I think next year my 9-year-old daughter will be riding him a little bit.
But I thought that only Royals played polo.
No, it's good that we have them in our sport, but no, there's people from all walks of life. Anyone that loves horses, anyone that loves to play a sport of any sort, anyone can play it. And we really want people to know they can come and watch it and have a great afternoon out and actually come and get on a horse like our little Molt here and have a lot of fun with it.
And what's the Australian Polo Council?
Olivia, the Australian Polo Council is our governing body. I'm a director on it, and so what we do is we make sure that we get new people into the sport, advertising, all sorts of things. We're trying to make it very safe for people to come in, make sure they can have a lot of fun with the sport, and just introduce more people to it as well.
Wow, that sounds great. How can I get involved?
Well, we'll get you to join a club, then someone will teach you the rules, get you some of the gear. Maybe we'll rent a horse or two, maybe even give you a run on Molt here, and yeah, we'll get you out and have some fun with the sport.
So Glen, what's your favourite thing about polo?
Well, it's a team sport for a start. Keeps you fit. You get to play with a lot of horses. I've had to, as I said earlier, play with my son, play with my father. You get to play with your family and my daughter as well. So yeah, it keeps you fit, a lot of fun, competitive, and you get to go and fly around on a horse and have a lot of fun in the afternoon. So,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, we'll get you out there soon, don't you worry. So how long have you been riding?
4 years.
Yeah, you feeling confident about getting on this polo pony and having a bit of fun?
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a legend for you in the name of Ziggy. You've met her earlier.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of people have learned to play on her, so looking forward to teaching you.
Awesome.
You ready?
Yeah.
Come on then, let's do it.
Come on.
We hit the ball with this part of the stick, okay? Yeah. Not the end like a croquet ball, right? So we hit with the sides. So if you just grab onto that with your right hand.
Yeah.
Grab onto that bit there now. Okay, now just lift up your thumb. And that bit goes on there, right? So now you just grab onto the mallet like so, and we'll get you on the top of Ziggy and we'll show you how to hit the ball. So all you're going to be is you're going to be standing up high on Ziggy and you're going to be hitting the ball like so. Bang. Keep your arm straight, don't bend your wrist, and just backwards and forwards through. That's it. Now, see if we can get a ball in the way. Don't hit it too hard. Just hit it out this way. Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I was actually a little nervous at trying polo, but once I got into it, I absolutely loved it. It's really a sport that takes skill and lots of practice, but I did have the best instructor to help me. Glen was amazing to watch. I'm definitely going to find a polo club to watch some live games and even have a go at playing.
That's it for today's show. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to visit our website to enter some great competitions for your pet.
See you next time.
lovers from around the globe are wrapping themselves into the record books. The Woolmark Company presents the world's longest social scarf. Join us at wrappedinmerino.com.